Welcome to the Patio. Today we're going to talk about a new movie coming out, a new weird movie. A little bit weird about Weird Al Yankovic. We're going to tell you about our view of Mark Zuckerberg when he was on the Joe Rogan show. And then we've got a follow-up from episode 1 in which we're going to update the Life from the Patio Top 25. So, do you guys know who Weird Al is? Who knows who Weird Al is? You guys know who Weird Al is?
I grew up on Weird Al. I was a Weird Al fan back when he was just like odd.
You knew him back when he was just Al.
He
was just Al.
Back when he was the king of cellulite.
That's right.
He said,
Yes, I'm a Weird Al fanatic.
He said,
probably.
my butt is wide, my money is too.
So there's a new movie coming out. Our first preview occurred with the totally accurate and completely unexaggerated biopic Weird, the Al Yankovic story. It's making waves for its retelling of the musician's early life and rise to fame. He was best known for his accordion skills. He gained notoriety with his pop culture parodies, earning him 5 Grammy Awards. Wow, 5 Grammy Awards.
I had no clue he earned awards at all. That's impressive.
I'm impressed that people gave him awards, yes.
I mean, it kind of shows that he was a legit artist.
Well, yeah, he was legit, yes.
So the movie was written by Weird Al, and it says the greatest musician of our time.
Well, in fairness, if I write anything about myself, it'll be the greatest of all time. Any thoughts? I mean, yeah, I agree with that. So,
his conventional upbringing, where playing to the accordion was a sin, leading him to rebel and fulfill his dream of changing words to popular songs. Don't we do that a lot? Don't we? I mean, I don't know about you guys. I change the words all the time.
We're all Weird Al.
yeah, I mean,
All right, so what do you? So let's take a guess here, everybody. What do we think Weird Al's net worth is according to Google? Right.
The Google machine.
What do you think, Tate?
$20 million.
All right, we're gonna stop right there because it's $20 million.
what?
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
I thought it'd be a little bit more.
I thought it'd be a little bit less. I was going to say 20,000.
I figured like
I thought I was on the high side.
I figured like $8 million maybe or something. $20 million is his estimated net worth, right?
Good for Al.
Well, can you
That's pretty damn impressive.
So, let's
right?
get back to the movie. So I got
Well, can you get on Google Earth and find Weird Al? Let's do that.
Yeah, because
I
he's
don't
fat.
know where
Where's
Weird
he
Al
at?
is. That was like Finding Nemo or the guy with the striped shirt. What's his name?
So Weird Al was described as an
Waldo.
instant success and a sex symbol, and gets involved with a certain queen of pop in a romance that nearly destroys him.
Who's
yeah,
that?
I heard he had a fling with Madonna.
Madonna, the queen of pop.
Is she the queen of pop? I didn't know that.
Nah.
Yeah, she is.
Madonna?
Yeah,
So
she's
what
queen of
does Weird Al and Dennis Rodman have in common?
Madonna?
pop.
Madonna.
And aliens.
What does who have in common? I missed that.
Possibly.
Madonna.
And
No, who do Weird Al and Dennis Rodman have in common?
apparently Madonna.
Apparently Madonna. So, and then the movie.
Yeah, tell us about the movie. Tell
So
who's in it and-
during the movie, Harry Potter will be played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter will be playing.
Harry Potter's
Potter
already
or
been
Weird
played
Al?
by yeah.
Yeah, he's already been played.
That's already been played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Like a
He
bunch
will
of
be
times.
played by. All right, let's try this one more time. So Al Yankovic will be played by Daniel Radcliffe.
That's the wizard dude, right?
So is
Yeah.
this the downslope of Harry Potter right here? Or is this like the up?
The upswing.
He's had a few movies after.
Dude,
after
I like
Harry Potter.
Radcliffe. He's done some good stuff.
All right, so I saw a thing on like Reddit or somewhere like that where there was a pitch for a movie where Daniel Radcliffe played Elijah Wood. And
That's the same
Elijah
person, isn't
Wood
it?
played Daniel Radcliffe,
It's
and
not the
then
same person.
Maybe they're time travelers.
They
one of
could-
them's a villain and the other one isn't.
Dude,
Which one? Who is
Is
the
it
villain,
Frodo
though?
or is it
Dude,
Harry Potter?
I'm confused. I have no
I don't-
idea.
Oh,
Elijah Wood played a Hobbit, right?
Yes.
Elijah Wood's a damn fine actor too.
Yes.
But have you ever seen Sin City?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, Sin City is a great movie where he is creepy as hell.
So Sin City is one of those movies that use the animation thing, kind of like 300.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes,
It was a little bit more animated than 300.
Yeah, a lot, far more,
Yeah.
but still kind of had the
Yeah,
same.
I can't remember the
like,
guy's name, but there's a famous comic artist that was tied to that movie, who's also in some of the Quentin Tarantino movies.
Was it Weird Al Yankovic?
No, it wasn't Weird Al Yankovic.
Stanley.
No, it wasn't Stan Lee's. This is not Stan Lee type anime. But I can't remember the guy's name, but he was tied to some of the Quentin Tarantino movies. So.
Is it really anime?
No, it's not technically.
Animation.
I mean, look, Bruce Willis is in this movie. Who played the wrestler?
What's his
Mickey
name?
Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Rourke.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke.
Brittany Murphy, obviously before she passed.
Dude,
'cause-
how old do y'all think Mickey Rourke is?
75.
He's got to be like
Talking about Mickey
264. Dude looks so old.
He
Man.
looks super old.
But he
as a
looked
wrestler.
old when he was.
I think Mickey Rourke probably passed before Brittany Murphy did. Just to be quite honest, he did this movie deceased.
So Fortenberry, I got some
Isn't he
bad
still
news
alive?
Yeah, they claim he is.
for you. The Weird Al and Madonna thing never happened. It was
What?
simply a parody that Weird Al put together to spoof even his own life for the movie.
Dude, I thought.
So spoof his own wife.
His
Life.
own
Oh, dude, that'd be wild. You
That's
spoof your own
dedication.
wife. Be like, hey, I starting
Yeah.
this new movie. I want you to let you know I slept with Madonna.
Surprise wife.
Could your wife be mad if you slept with Madonna?
I would. I don't know about y'all, but I'd be furious.
I mean, mine probably would too, but should she be?
Well, should you be mad if your wife sleeps with Brad Pitt?
Heck yeah. I drowned that dude.
Why?
Because he slept with my wife.
But before she was
Screw
your
that
wife,
guy.
You'd
man.
give her a high five first, though, wouldn't you?
No.
So would you be mad at Brad Pitt or your wife?
I think I'm pretty sure I just threatened Brad Pitt. I apologize, Brad Pitt, but I'm being serious too.
So all right, so let's we're talking about Weird Al. What's your favorite Weird Al song?
Well,
Donnie,
it may
what
be
do you-
obvious.
Donnie, what do you got?
White nerdy.
White, and
and
nerdy.
Because they
Nerdy.
trying to catch me rolling white and nerdy.
Well, you're white and you're been known to be nerdy.
Really?
I don't think so.
That's
Yeah.
more Gary. That's not really.
You're white though. I'll vouch. You're in name and features.
I'm not sure that I've ever been nerdy.
Never.
Scoff. What you got?
Eat it.
Eat it. Oh, that's
Eat
a good one.
it.
Just eat it.
Eat it. And, well, mine's pretty obvious.
What's yours?
I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm really, really fat. What you got, Fortenberry? What's your favorite Weird Al song?
My favorite, hands down, is Amish Paradise.
That's solid. That's
Okay.
a solid.
Hey, I want to change mine.
Oh, you'll change yours
Yeah.
now?
Mine's also Amish Paradise. It's hard to remember, but Weird Al was so like prolific. It's hard to remember all the songs.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is the greatest. Eddie had dreadlocks or what do you have? Afro puffs
Dude,
or whatever he's doing.
I don't know, but me and Terry, every time we sing
yeah.
karaoke, we do Gangster's Paradise. That's
We
going
roll
to
'em with some
change.
Gangster's
Right?
So you
Paradise.
have to change that now to the legit song.
It's going to change.
Well, but I'm not sure that works. We're the unbearded of the group. Maybe we should stick to Gangster's Paradise. You guys could practice your Amish Paradise.
I can't
I
read
am.
lips.
I can do.
So yeah, I mean, hey, this year, what we ought to do for a Christmas party?
Oh yeah, for the Christmas party. Yeah, so yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, we ought to do
I do
Amish Paradise.
I do a Christmas party every year, and I think we should go as Amish. Yeah,
Do
and
an
then you have
Amish Christmas
to
party.
if you don't show up in a house in a wagon with a donkey or something, you're like you can't come in.
I will shave as much
You will
as I
shave?
will shave my mustache.
You'll shave
Only.
the mustache.
So I can do the because I always wear chin straps.
So, so what would be an Amish
What?
party? What, we'd all go and raise a barn or something out beside
It's got to be
Big W's house?
pitch black, no TV.
I'm gonna walk because I'm not gonna build my own wagon.
That's acceptable.
You're in walking
That's
distance.
that we're in walking distance, and Amish walk a lot.
Yeah, me,
so I'm
me and
gonna
my
walk.
family are the ones going to be screwed
But-
us. Dude. We'll have to leave
Hey.
like the day before.
If everybody's wife doesn't have a dress 3 inches past their ankles, then you can't come to this party. You better have some long ankles.
But when I go to your party, I'm gonna practice Rumspringa. I'm gonna
What's
come
that?
in.
Oh, yeah.
That's like Jerry Springer.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
just
in,
like Jerry
drop
Springer.
my kids and wife off, and I'm gonna go like I'm 16 years old and not coming back.
So,
So what's
Spring-
rum Springer? Somebody educate me.
That's where you like in the springtime you drink a bunch of rum, right? Is that it?
They drain all the rum fruit.
That's what they do at colleges, I think.
No, to my knowledge, Rum Springer is where it's like their chance to go out and experience the English world, as they call it.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So, like, I think what I'm going to try to do is catch one of
It's
those
like
girls,
the-
like 18, to, like, bring it back to the house. Not catch. That sounds bad. That sounds bad.
Catch a predator.
He's going to catch you, my girl. All right, how
you're
about-
so lucky social media wasn't around where you're going.
Oh, my God.
It'd be live from prison. Jamie
You know
Fortenberry.
how happy my wife would be to have somebody, like, in there cleaning the curtains and the baseboards? And she wouldn't know any better. She'd think she'd be like, it's so easy here.
She has
Look,
electricity,
Yeah, I mean,
television,
she'll be
air
inside your house
conditioning.
cleaning with the lights on. She'll be bumping into stuff. You had to turn the lights off so she could clean.
She'd be
Jamie,
like a Roomba.
She could see.
Jamie gonna come home and gonna walk in and look in the kitchen. Chris Hansen's waiting for him to sit down, take a seat.
Look, I'm not.
Take a
I'm not.
Is that the guy that catches the predator?
That's the guy that caught the
I'm
predator.
not. I'm not a Subway sponsored or what's the? I'm not the voice spot or Subway.
What was that dude's name?
Jared.
Jared
Jared from
yeah.
Subway.
Jared from Subway.
Jared giving people
Nah.
a $5 foot long.
No, he's Jared from prison.
He was sitting out. He was
He
sitting.
getting a $5 foot long.
He's getting that foot long.
Jared from prison. Yeah. So this is a little side note here, but the Amish Paradise is one of the most negative songs ever produced by Weird Al Yankovic.
How?
Why?
Coolio claims that he never gave the artist permission to use
Man,
his
who
song.
cares what Coolio thinks? That's his only song.
Dude, but you gotta love Coolio, right?
Why?
Because it's Gangster's Paradise. What more do you need?
All right,
He-
hold
he
on.
had
Let's
to-
be
he-
honest. Coolio had like 2 songs.
What was the other one?
Coolio had
Nobody knows.
Coolio had the
Hold on, I
second
gotta
best
look
version
this
of
up.
Paradise.
Coolio's songs.
The
So
gangsters.
Gangster Paradise was
That
most.
was the second best version of that song.
Amish people, we don't mean to offend. You guys can build a
right.
building in like
Look, they don't
74
hear you
seconds.
anyway.
Oh, he did. He did hit him high on Space Jam.
What?
You know, you ever watch
Hit
the
'em,
movie?
hit 'em
Hit 'em
high,
high? Yeah,
hit 'em low.
that was Coolio.
I have no idea.
Nobody-
Look,
You never
all I
watch-
know,
you watch
all I know
Space
is
Jam.
Scoff brought some peaches in moonshine. I'm going to partake of this. I'll be right back.
All right, tell us about it. So, in addition, there were actually several artists that would not allow Yankovic to use their song, even though they were known to have liked him. Prince was one of those people.
Jamie,
Yeah.
Jamie is so. I don't think you need the peach because you can't even get the peach out with a fork.
The Amish would teach you better than that.
You've
They-
now made a peach slurry of my
a peach
moonshine.
slurry. Paul McCartney
back.
refused to let him use his music.
But I heard you couldn't look Prince in the eye. You weren't ever allowed to look Prince in the eye.
Can't look him in the eye now either.
No, you can't.
They
He
keep
apparently sent a note to Weird Al not to look Prince in the eye, like at some award
Look,
ceremony. or
I have
something.
heard. I heard a story on. I think it's a local Memphis radio. A limo driver was scheduled to pick Prince up from the airport, and in his packet he got before he picked him up, one of the directions was not to look him in the eye. He had to turn his mirror down so he couldn't accidentally catch Prince in the eyes.
That's stupid, man. I look Prince right in the eyeball.
Man, you know now you can't. You be looking at some sockets.
Maybe he was like a troll and you turned to stone when you looked him in the eye.
He was Medusa.
Medusa, that's what it was.
Hey, you know, as a former basketball guy, a lot of us are basketball guys here. Prince could hoop.
That's
he was
what.
tiny.
That's what. Hey, Dave Chappelle said he was a hoop.
Dave
said he was
Chappelle
hoop.
documented
And
it.
you know what? Dave
He
Chappelle
did. That
is
was awesome. It
He's
was
an
the
absolute
opposite.
historian.
I love Dave Chappelle. Why do people hate Dave Chappelle?
Raise your hand if you've seen him live.
Who?
Oh,
Dave
there's
Chappelle?
only one hand here in the room that's raised.
You know what? The people listening don't know. I raised my hand to them.
No, I told him you didn't.
Yeah. Terry's
Dave
a liar.
Chappelle's pretty awesome.
We all raised our hands.
No, Dave Chappelle's pretty
No,
awesome.
Dave
He has a
Chappelle's
different
legit.
sense of humor.
I remember sitting at me and DW had an apartment right out of high school. Well, he was right out of high school. I was a few years out, and that's all we played on loop was a Dave Chappelle, like episode 1 and 2 of Dave Chappelle show.
The
Right.
Dave Chappelle.
His
Played-
mom came into the apartment and was like, "This is awful. What are y'all watching?"
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it was the one with the black white supremacists. It was like the
that's-
greatest.
Oh, jeez. I don't even
That,
think
that
we
could
can
never
talk
even get
about that.
reported today. It could never get recorded today.
No,
Nah, it
yeah,
won't.
that was the greatest. And you could, I think to myself, I always think when I see that is this is the idea that Dave Chappelle probably had for years, and he's like, I have the opportunity to put this out, and it was probably his greatest work ever.
You know, he did like the new Netflix thing when he did it. Like the first 2 episodes were
His
pretty.
Netflix are awesome.
They're pretty controversial.
Yeah.
And then after that, they slowed down. But I think he wanted to get the first ones out.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
You know?
when I saw him live in concert, it was after the second Netflix special. And I purposely didn't watch it until after because I was afraid it'd be the same material. It was not the same material. And it was in Vegas, and he gave a completely different
Skit. Or,
skit. It was a completely different.
So you have to appreciate a guy that stands up for just whatever he wants to say, right? So like he's an artist. Dave Chappelle's an artist, right? He's a comedian. he speaks his mind. You got to respect that. But people try to cancel all that. Like, why? Either listen to it or don't. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
What was the name? I can't remember the name of his last special on Netflix. It was really, really good though. It's one where his transgender friend committed suicide, and
Yeah, it was really good.
I mean it was funny.
Touching.
Yeah, and at the end of it, it's emotional, and it was it took you to a place you didn't think you was going to go.
And those same people tried to cancel him.
You know, and I think to myself though, as a comedian, how good do you have to be to make somebody feel something?
You consider yourself a comedian?
That's right.
No,
I'm gonna go. All right, so we're gonna go on Wikipedia and we're gonna put us all on there as comedians.
Yes.
no. I think I took what I was saying wrong.
Oh, okay, we misunderstood.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, as a comedian, you have to be a different breed to make somebody actually feel something, and that's what Dave Chappelle did.
There's no doubt.
Close to him, I put Bill Burr. Bill Burr's actually.
Robin Williams is one of the funniest stand-ups I've ever seen.
I would gouge my ears out rather than listen to Robin Williams.
Oh
I
my
like
gosh!
Robin Williams.
But see, Dave Chappelle, he could do it in words. Robin Williams did it in different voices.
There's
and,
there's an HBO special from the mid 2000s that Robin Williams did. That's probably one of his last stand-up. That is absolutely phenomenal.
See, I'd almost put
Y'all-
Robin Williams on the
y'all
same
want me
level
to
as
tell
Chris
y'all-
Farley.
Y'all may tell you
Almost.
who's stand-up gold.
Who's that?
Y'all may Mitch Hedberg.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a funny guy.
Dude, his
Donnie and I listened to him
humor
one night.
is so dry that it's just. it's just
I'm
amazing.
gonna drop this funny joke I heard the other day. You guys probably saw it too. I think it was Theo Vaughn. He said,
Theo Vaughn's hilarious.
Yeah, he said, I like to date homeless women because after I take them out, I can just drop them off anywhere.
That's terrible.
So moving right along. So Get Out, watch the new Weird Al Yankovic movie. I assure you that what we recorded earlier that didn't record was way better, but it's still good stuff. It'll release November the 4th, but only on Roku. Jamie, it's not coming to a theater near you.
What? Is that coming to the theater near me?
No,
Nobody
it's
have-
coming to Roku.
Nobody
So
had
I'm really
Roku.
planning on us going live at the movie theater, like sitting in the middle of the movie. Just
Isn't that
talking.
illegal?
Yes, that's called pirating.
No,
Those are
if-
piracy
Not
piracy
if we
laws.
record us and not
Yeah.
the movie.
No, we're gonna record the movie.
We
too.
could be like, what's that TV show?
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yes.
We've got to do that for this movie. We
I wonder
can do
if
it
you
in
could
a
rent a
podcast.
theater and do that.
We can do it in my living room. It's
But
on
no,
Roku.
that's like do it like a Malco though.
We can do it in my garage.
Once
We-
again, who has Roku?
I do.
You do.
That's all I got. Roku.
Okay, then there we go. Jamie will provide the Roku. We will do our rendition. We'll give our review, and we'll do it live. Mystery Science?
So what do y'all have? Y'all have Roku?
No.
I got fire.
I got a Roku
Amazon
TV,
stuff.
but I ain't got
Fire
Roku.
stuff.
I got
I got fire.
I got
stuff.
like Roku's. I got a Fire Stick sitting in the cabinet. I don't even use it. Trash.
Trash, straight trash.
Straight
So
trash.
here you go. He's jumping on the supervillain Jeffrey Bezos. But all right. So speaking of supervillains, did you guys hear about Mark Zuckerberg, the head of Facebook / Meta, was on Joe Rogan's show?
slash character in Star Trek Next Generation. Data. It's the same guy.
I believe he would take that as a compliment.
I bet he would. If not, it's factual, so it matter if it takes a compliment or not.
I saw that he was training martial arts.
I think he's just trying to look like a human when he's
Look
really
here.
a
Yes, he's-
cyborg.
He's a cyborg, man.
Mr. Facebook guy, if you were out there, I challenge you for half of your monies and half of my monies, which is far less than half of yours. I challenge you to a fight, sir.
Dude, you ever fought a robot? You finna find out it ain't fun.
You know how much money he has? I will whoop his tail. I
Man,
promise.
he will be like a Roomba and like clean you up.
He doesn't get tired.
It'd be like a Roomba
never
when the battery
tired.
ran out.
He don't get tired, man.
Hey, it's a math equation for
We can
every
find
movie
out.
made. An appearance by Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan's podcast stoked controversy after the CEO admitted that Facebook limited the Hunter Biden laptop story ahead of the 2020 election. So I don't know about you guys, but as I look back, I've had Facebook for a long time. Back in the mid 2000s, had MySpace probably when it first came out.
I was still friends with Tom.
Do you see him very often?
just on the internet.
Can you
Just
still
so that-
can you still log into
Yeah,
MySpace?
you can.
Yes.
Have
Yeah.
you, Jamie?
No, I have not. But
How do you know
I
Tom
can.
didn't defriend you?
But
Oh,
I'm probably
good
Tom's
point.
only friend.
You know, one cool thing about Tom is he had all these friends,
he liked us for us.
and then all of a sudden he just cashed out and he just disappeared.
Tom loved us because we were us.
Much respect to Tom.
Tom would have never put me in Facebook jail.
Let's turn one up to Tom.
No, he would not.
No, he
Tom
would never
not.
put you in
Turn
Facebook.
one up. Hey,
turn one up
turn
to
one
Tom.
up to Tom.
James,
Tom
there
miss
was no,
Tom. We
there
really
was no
miss Tom.
MySpace jail.
Tom, this
You
is
can do
for
whatever
you.
you wanted.
You can
Yeah.
play your own tunes. Couldn't you play your own tune on your
Tom.
MySpace?
Tom, that
You
Woodford,
could.
that Woodford
Nobody
water
cared
for you,
about
Tom.
nobody cared about the music, the pirating or anything. So, but with social media, it felt like 2016 when Donald Trump won the election. He's one of the first elections that was really heavily impacted by social media.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely.
Yeah, Donald Trump used social media as a tool, like
But, hey, you know what?
to
Look-
promote himself, right?
So, interestingly enough, JFK was the first president to use a TV to his advantage. So, I mean, it's no different.
JFK had MySpace.
So that's interesting, Fort Bear, because yeah,
But
TV
you know
was
what?
a new thing.
Yeah, but you know what? I ain't riding in a convertible with him.
No, that's not
You
smart.
can't say
move.
that.
Too
That's
soon?
not a smart move.
That's
Too
soon.
soon?
That's probably too soon.
Probably.
But yes, Trump probably was the first one to really utilize social media, both to a victory in 2016 and probably to a
You go-
detriment in 2020.
You gonna stay out of his space?
Yeah, you wouldn't be his friend, would you, Fort Bear?
It's too soon.
But no, like we said, I mean, so it's famously put. So the Nixon JFK debate, JFK went out there, put makeup on. He really played for the camera. Nixon didn't, and Nixon looked like a creepy old guy. And then versus this young, virile, handsome JFK.
So thanks to Twitter, thanks to primarily Twitter, but Facebook, we
Marilyn
have
Monroe. That's even better than Madonna. That's like even better than the Weird Al Madonna connection, like JFK, Marilyn Monroe. Like,
Hey, have you ever read the book Killing
Who?
Kennedy by
Bill.
Bill
nah.
not Lambier.
Bill O'Brien.
Bill
Not
Nye.
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
quit. No,
Yeah, O'Brien.
no, it's not O'Brien.
Yeah. Go put on the Google machine.
What are we doing? Who are we looking for?
Killing Kennedy.
Killing Kennedy.
Bill
Yeah.
Nye.
No, it ain't Bill Nye either. I'm pretty sure it's O'Brien. It's what's his name? All right, somebody go now. I can't.
Killing Kennedy. It was a book. It was a documentary.
So Killing Kennedy was by Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly. That was it. That great book. I've heard several of his books are good. He's got Killing Patton, Killing Kennedy, Killing Jesus. I do invite anybody to read it. In fact, like I'm hosting it, but read it. It's a good book. And actually, I learned. You know the reason Kennedy actually died, other than the massive head wound.
Why?
So Kennedy had a bad back. So as he wore his back, or he wore a back brace, so the initial shot didn't allow him to slump over when he was really shot. So the second shot, he was still standing.
So if he hadn't had a bad back, the first shot didn't kill him, but the second shot did,
Yep.
and he may have been.
yeah,
out
no,
of
if
the
he
way.
hadn't had a bad back brace on, he'd have collapsed after the first shot.
Didn't they not? Is this true or not? Is this a conspiracy? Did they not find the bullet that hit Kennedy?
There was two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe the first one I believe went through him.
Yeah.
And like went around the governor of Texas in the front seat.
Mm-hmm.
The second one just popped his head. I mean, there's no
All
other
right,
way
so
around
we've
it.
gotten off in the weeds, but what we were talking about here,
What were we talking about?
that's where I'm headed back
Okay.
to it. So we were talking about the Mark Zuckerberg interview on Joe Rogan. And the FBI responded. They said they routinely notify U.S. private sector entities, including social media providers, of potential threat information that they can decide how to better defend against threats. So in a statement released, the agency said it was provided companies with foreign threat indicators to help them protect their platforms and customers from abuse by foreign malign influence actors. The FBI will continue to work closely with federal, state, local, and private sector partners to keep public informed of these threats, but it cannot ask or direct companies to take action. So with that statement, it means Facebook decided what us as Americans should see regarding something like the Hunter Biden.
I'm not going to defend Facebook, but do they also not take the information that's given to them by the FBI? The FBI might not directly said it, but I think the FBI inferred that the information coming out was going to be fake.
Yeah, but both Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey, who was then CEO of Twitter, they expressed regret for their actions at limiting the distribution of the post reporting. So this wasn't like it was Jamie and Gary posting that, hey, Hunter Biden's got a laptop out there with some information that may be detrimental to the success of his dad. This was an actual news article by the New York Post that was being suppressed.
Well, that's true. That is true. It was a credible source, and it was squashed. I remember when this came up.
I mean, and that came up like almost right on their last debate or something like that, was it not?
Yeah, it was right. It was weeks before the election, and I mean, to my knowledge, I think the word is that there was about 17% of the Biden voters said that they would have voted a different way, knowing the story of the Hunter Biden scandal. Now, that being said, I don't really know how that would affect your views of the man you're voting for as president, but some people it did apparently.
So but the story goes even further, and in a way, it really has a lot to say about the FBI more so than Facebook. There's a letter to Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz that whistleblowers alleged that FBI officials told agents not to investigate Hunter Biden's laptop over concerns that would impact the 2020 election.
I just don't think you can hold out the truth of anything, that possibly could affect any election. But if it's the truth, or if you have physical evidence, which in this case there was physical evidence of a laptop.
Yeah, so there were video.
It wasn't a he say she said sort of thing. So that's where I'm like, okay, there was a little bit of a cover up to have any cover up any detriment to the election.
So I mean, if you're the director of the FBI, right? Like you're the main dude in charge. Who put you in the position, right?
The president.
Hoover.
Yeah. I mean,
ultimately, the president inherits.
Ultimately, it's someone that has a hand to the president, right?
So let's be real honest. Trump's entire presidency was conflict with the Secret Service,
with the FBI.
The FBI.
With the FBI, yeah.
But he actually appointed the guy that's over the FBI.
Agreed,
So,
but when there's already conflict, I mean, he's called into question everything they've done. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of the FBI, and I'm not one of these guys want to shut them down.
You want to defund the FBI, Fortenberry?
I mean, too many times there's cases where you take normal citizens that would not be criminals without the help of the FBI.
So, in the last probably 4 or 5 years, it appears that there are certain institutions, I'll call them institutions, because there were certain parts of the government that were like, they were clean and clear of influence from politics. The CDC. We all know what's happened to the CDC over the last 3 or 4 years. It's been very politicized. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it's the case. And that was something people trusted.
Whatever your views are, they have been politicized.
They have been politicized. And now we're talking about the FBI.
Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court. All of those things.
ATF. I mean, so many of them.
The border agents.
Yeah, the IRS.
Oh, wow, the IRS.
I mean, it's weird. You can almost take the government group, whatever you want to call them, the whatever alphabet people you're talking about, and tie them to what political leanings it is, and that's not right. That's not how we should be functioning.
So one thing I will say, Mark Zuckerberg claims that he and Jack Dorsey both claim they feel bad that this occurred, and it could have changed the election. But in my mind, I think both of those guys are walking around with their chest poked out because something they created can influence the world in the way it's did.
Why would they not? Yeah,
these two guys are on my list of supervillains. I'm dropping it now. I'm telling you now, they are on my list.
If you told me I had the power to influence a U.S. presidential election, I would take that as a feather in my hat.
I think you do, Fortenberry.
You know,
Why would you?
if I could influence the city council election, I think that's pretty good.
So
That's pretty strong.
Every police, you know, I think most people view the FBI as police.
Yeah, they're federal police.
Every federal entity at some point becomes weaponized, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the CDC. It became weaponized. COVID.
But only during COVID.
COVID, yeah. But
Prior to COVID, it was not.
COVID,
I mean, the IRS has already been weaponized.
So they physically weaponized COVID for politics. So everything is. Like, if they can weaponize the CDC, why can't they manipulate the FBI? I mean, you tell a man that's making several $100,000 a year that he's going to lose his job if he doesn't do a certain thing.
He was the highest paid public servant.
Well, just hear me out. If you tell somebody in that position,
Fauci.
if they don't, like, push this, what are they going to do? I mean, you got families too, right?
I agree, yeah.
Like, I mean, somebody puts the iron to your fire, you may make a poor decision too.
I'd tell you right now,
Right?
I would love to say I stand on my scruples.
Everybody would.
I would be a dirty politician instantly.
Yeah, but push come to
Yeah, you're
shove. I
kind
mean,
of
what
a
are you going to
shady
do,
rascal
right?
anyway, Fortenberry.
Man, I would look. I'd
A
do my.
bearded, shady rascal.
And
So-
Jamie's the reason why we need term limits.
You're right. You're right. You know what? I don't need term limits. Let me serve one term, get that lifelong pay, that lifelong insurance.
Shoot,
I'll
I'll
be
be
set.
happy as a lark, right?
I feel as though if you're a politician, you're in Congress or whatever, you're making all these bills that are affecting the stock market. I don't think you should be able to actively trade in the stock
No,
You're
you
market.
not
should be-
supposed to.
You shouldn't be.
But they do.
You
But
should-
they're
do.
not supposed to.
You
But
shouldn't
they
be able
do.
to actively trade your.
An unmanaged brokerage account
Yeah.
is what's
So I
supposed to be
mean,
in
so I
place.
mean, think about it like this: like a lot of us are higher up in the food chain, of like where we work, right? So how often do you get a pass on things? You know, whether it be leaving work early or
Never.
doing this or that. Well, Terry don't, because like he's the only person that knows what he's doing apparently. But how often
Oh,
you get to do
I
these
have
little
a-
things
I
that
have
like
way
most
more
people would
leeway
get
than
written
people
up
under
for,
me
right?
have.
Yeah, I mean 100%. So what makes you think it's different in higher offices? It's not.
It's not. No.
But their limitations are okay. Maybe you get a hint on the stock market. Maybe you get this or that. It's no different than what we do, but it's on a much larger scale, and what they do is illegal.
So elections are coming up this fall. Social media will play a huge role in who people vote for. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it's the world we live in today.
Yes.
And that can be Facebook, it can be Snapchat, it can be Twitter, whatever. It can be TikTok even.
Carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeons.
Carrier pigeon.
Yes, that's another way to
So-
send
So
media.
at the end of the day, I guess all I would ask is for people to be, don't just vote down party lines. Look at the candidates to see who has the most in common in what you want.
So say
Who
there's
aligns with your views?
there's
but don't vote party lines. It's a terrible way to look at politics.
say there's a carrier pigeon and he lands on your shoulder and he hands you a little piece of paper and you open it up and it's Joe Biden wrecking his bicycle. What do you think?
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Joe Biden's bicycle falling over should be used to decide who should be president, but it could be a good way to start
Look,
the conversation.
I'm like Obama did good things. Trump did
They've all done
things.
good. They've all done some bad.
They both had their flaws, right? But honestly, from my point of view, like Biden hasn't done much. I mean, maybe it's me,
I don't think it's just you.
I mean,
I think there's a lot of buyer's regret.
and I mean, I'm going with Obama here. Obama did great things.
I think
Trump
there's
did
buyer's
good
regret.
things, right?
What we got coming up?
All right, so now this is probably the more fun part of the topic.
Yay!
We are going to live on the podcast. We're going to update the Life from the Patio College Football Top 25, and Gary's going to lead this segment. So, Gary, at number 1, we had last week Alabama.
Did we start from the back and go forward, or how we did this?
We're gonna do which presidents would have been better football
I
players.
think we start at the top. Well, you know what, though? We should introduce the number 1 last, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
All right, top 25. Who do we have at number 25?
Number 25, we had Iowa.
last week.
And
Iowa?
last week, and they won, but
They won.
they won like 7-3 against somebody I don't even recall who they played.
so we
okay.
handed the paper to the smart guy because he's got to figure this out.
But
for
they
us.
won. So
But
I
they
mean,
won.
At the end of the day, at 25, I'm thinking Oregon.
I think
I
we
really
move
think so.
Iowa up and drop Oregon to 25. I can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon shit the bed.
Now Oregon also did play a powerhouse.
Oregon did play a great team.
They did.
Yeah, but where did we have Oregon at before?
We had 16, I believe.
15.
15.
So-
yeah, you can't get throttled and then expect it to be just.
I still don't think you need to drop. I don't know if you need to drop.
But they got
25.
throttled by our 3.
Yeah, they got
Okay,
throttled
so-
by 3. Like
So
you're
what number
supposed
did we
to.
have Oregon at?
15.
They got to be.
Maybe 20.
No, dude, you can't.
23.
You
You're
can't-
supposed to get throttled by the number 3
Dude, they
team
got their
in the
brains
nation.
kicked in.
Well, then you're supposed to.
No, you're no,
Dude,
no.
in college football, there's such a huge difference in like teams in the top 10 and
No.
teams below that.
I will concede.
So you're
Okay.
telling me
23?
11 through 25 is competitive with 1 through 10? I don't think so.
That game wasn't competitive though. Or
My point exactly. They're not supposed to be competitive with those teams.
Okay, so
Well,
who-
they
let's say
succeeded.
it 24 to 20, and let's see what we change.
All right.
So who did we have at 24 through 20, Gary?
24 was Pitt. 23 was Wake. 21 was Cincinnati. 21 was Tennessee. And 20 was Ole Miss. And the only one that lost out of that was Cincinnati.
All right, I can see Cincinnati at 25 and Oregon taking their place.
Ole Miss as a football team?
Yes, they won.
That's clearly a joke.
all right, so I've been outvoted. So apparently Cincinnati's moved 25, which I'm comfortable with. They
Right,
lost.
I
They
am
lost
too.
to a ranked team.
So
They-
Arkansas is good, right? I really
Yeah.
do think
Yeah.
Arkansas is a good team.
I think so too.
And
yeah.
they played them
It was a close
competitively.
game.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
the big plays that Arkansas gave up was after their safeties went out. And
So if Cincinnati moves to 20, we have Cincinnati at 20. Who's at 24 now?
So
I-
no,
since
Cincinnati
at
moved
25.
25,
So
I'm
they're at
sorry.
the bottom, yeah.
So if we move Cincinnati 25, then everybody else would move up, right?
yes.
Yeah.
so
So
we
one
got
spot.
Iowa.
Iowa, then Pitt, then Wake, then Tennessee, and then Ole Miss.
And where's Oregon?
Oregon, we have not defined to
I
put
mean,
them down.
Oregon should not be higher than 20.
No, I think Oregon should maybe be where Cincinnati was.
21.
Yeah.
So 21. So if you switch out Oregon, yeah, they
Yeah,
could go there.
I think so.
Okay, so we're looking at
So-
Cincinnati.
So you're looking at. So you want to move Cincinnati 25?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So Cincinnati will go 25, then go Iowa, then Pitt, then Wake, then Oregon, then Tennessee, then Ole Miss.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think
Fine
that'll
with
work.
that.
That's your top. That's 20 through 25.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we got, what's
Who
our
we got
top
at
20 look
19?
like?
What do we have at 19 now?
19, we have NC State, who barely won, but
Yeah.
won.
But
Who they
won.
play? Who
They
did
won.
NC State?
I forget.
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
actually had a pretty tight
I
game.
was watching the game.
Yeah, Appalachia.
Appalachian State
No.
almost won that game.
You say abstinent?
That wasn't NC
Abstinent
State.
State.
It wasn't?
No, it was East Carolina. They played East Carolina.
Oh, that's right. East
No, they
Carolina
should
should have
fall.
won that game.
Yeah, they should fall.
East Carolina, because
Yeah.
their field goal kicker missed an extra point, then a 3 field goal to lose the game.
East Carolina should have won that game.
What's their mascot?
Who?
East Carolina.
Like
Pirates.
Pirates. Yeah.
Pirates.
I know that because we played them Liberty both years ago.
All right. So, all right, let's continue on. We had NC State at 19, Kentucky at 18, who won.
Okay.
We have Miami at 17, who won.
But Miami played really well.
Yeah, well, I think a few of us had Miami higher on our.
We did.
But, it goes by consensus, right?
Yeah.
A few of us had Miami not in the top 10, but close, like 13, 14.
So we're good with Miami State.
I mean, they played
Yeah,
Boston
yeah.
College. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, they're
So-
fine to stay where they are.
Yeah, I don't.
yeah. All right, then after Miami, we had Michigan State, who also won.
Good football team.
And what place are we in right now?
Michigan State, they would be at 15 now. Cause they,
All right, so now we're gonna have to start getting to where we start looking at Notre Dame going farther back.
Mhm.
And Utah needs to be out of it.
Utah needs to go to. They just need to go down really low because Florida is
It's
Florida.
unranked.
Florida is unranked. Now they were close to our top 25. I think
Can we just kick Utah out?
Who we gonna bring in?
I don't know, but kick them out.
we're gonna kick all the
FSU.
Utahans. Utah.
Does FSU
The
deserve?
Utes.
What about LSU?
No, they lost.
Oh,
LSU lost, yeah.
Okay. Oh, hold on, guys. So honestly, I was in South Africa. I have no idea what happened.
They didn't
That
have-
occurred last night. You were back home
Yeah,
last night.
you were home last
They didn't have
I
college
was jet
football in South
lagged.
Africa.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
So LSU or FSU, I think needs to climb in.
All right.
And we're going to remove Utah from top 25.
Yeah. So where's
Utes
that
are
put?
gone.
Where's that put? Where does that put Florida State?
Well, if you want to put Florida State at, where do you want to put them? I mean,
24.
24.
So where does that put us to?
That puts them in front of Cincinnati then.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think that's
I can
fair.
believe
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Utes are in front of Cincinnati now. So you're.
Yeah, I
no, that's
think
Florida
so.
State in front of
I
Cincinnati.
mean, yeah. Florida State in front of Cincinnati. Get rid of the Utes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cincinnati. Okay.
All right. Where does it put us at?
No, he's doing
All
his
right. So I was
fancy
just putting this at the bottom.
So that's the only one that really fell far, though. Notre
The
Dame's
Utes.
gonna take a shot.
Notre Dame should, I think,
So,
should still be in top
so
10.
where do
I
we
disagree. I
where
think
do we
top
have
15.
Texas?
We don't have Texas.
Texas isn't right.
So like, I think Texas might.
I don't.
They have done anything yet.
think
If
so.
they win this week, they deserve it.
They
But-
will not win this week.
But
I know, but it's I'm throwing that carrot out there in front of them.
all right. So after we got past Michigan State, we move Oregon out. Now we're at 14 with Wisconsin. They won.
That's fine.
Yeah, they'll stay where they are.
They won. 13 was OK State. They
Yeah,
won.
They had a nice win. Yeah.
Number 12 is Arkansas. Are we going to leave them there?
I think Arkansas moves up, to be quite honest.
I think they're in the top 10.
Put Arkansas 10. I think Arkansas deserves to be number
I would
10.
agree with that. They
You want to throw Arkansas 10s?
they won a top 25
And
game.
move Notre Dame to 12.
Yep.
Okay, we'll switch them. That's what we'll do.
I think so. I think Arkansas deserves to be
Or
top
not
10.
switch them completely, but
We'll
yeah.
see what happens. They play in a powerhouse league, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they
We've got
don't.
A&M and Alabama in back-to-back weeks.
Powerhouse.
Well, we got to be South Carolina first.
With
All right.
Spencer Rattler.
All right, from our back to our original, we had 11 Baylor. They won.
Yeah, they look good too.
We had number 10 USC. They won.
Yeah, they look good.
We had number 9 A&M. They won.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Utes who
A&M
lost.
A&M did not look good though.
Oh, I didn't see who they
No,
played.
they did not.
Who did they play?
Nobody, but they barely had any
I
rushing
think
yards.
Utah is more like 17, 18, 19.
Well,
No, we said the Utes are out.
Yeah, I think we all
Out.
described it.
They
moved
they
them.
embarrassed us. That's what they did. We had them at 8.
We'll see. They're much lower, but I don't know if they're out of the top 25. I don't know that they're out of the top 25.
Well, time will tell.
Time will tell. Okay, so after the Utes, who we've kicked out of our top 25, we had number 7 Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And they won. Then we had number 6 Notre Dame. They lost, but it was a good loss.
And we moved them to 12.
We're
So
gonna
who's
move-
at 6 now?
Well, who are you gonna?
We didn't move.
Well, then
everybody up.
Oklahoma would be at 6
Yeah,
now.
we didn't move
Oklahoma's at
everybody
6.
up.
So
And then we're going to repeat from the top here in just a minute.
yep. And then the Michigan won. They were
Yep.
number 5.
Yeah.
They had a good win.
Clemson.
Clemson plays tonight.
I
Monday.
think they were up right now.
I don't think they're playing yet, Jay.
Ohio
thought they were.
State,
I
Georgia.
thought I saw a score.
Ohio
Are
State,
they?
Georgia,
Iowa
Alabama,
State,
right?
don't
Not in that order now.
No.
It's
they? No, they played Georgia Tech tonight.
yeah. They haven't played
Yeah,
yet.
that should not
They
be
should
much
win.
of a game.
They should win that. All right. So then we got Georgia. They were number 3. They won dominantly against
Yeah.
against
I would
Oregon.
love to move Georgia to 2, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Ohio
either way.
State just, if
Yeah.
that's the case, Ohio State has to be number 1.
Ohio State has a great offense. I just think Bama's the team to
like I
beat.
said, I think Georgia probably had the most dominant performance of the weekend, but I think I'm fine with leaving the 1, 2, and 3 the way we had it.
I think so. I mean,
No,
Alabama,
nobody-
Ohio State, Georgia.
Yeah, nobody did bad.
yeah, I think so.
Some teams did better than others, but nobody did bad.
All right, so Gary, to recap, can you start us from the top, 25 through 20?
All right. So 25 through 20. All right. Let's go. We had Cincinnati at 25.
Okay.
We're going to have Florida State at 24.
Okay.
So then we would have to have Pitt right after that. Then Wake Forest. Then we go Oregon. And then we had Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
I could see Donnie's opinion on Utah staying in. And
I think Utah deserves to stay in the top.
but that leaves you have to keep Florida State out.
And then 19 to 15.
and then we had like Ole Miss, NC State, Kentucky, Miami, Michigan State, Wisconsin, OK State. Then it would go Baylor. Then it would go USC. Then Arkansas, A&M.
You're in the top 10 now.
Yeah, I'm moving. I'm just going. I'm in the
Okay.
flow now. And then we got Oklahoma.
So are we in the top 10?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in
So
the
it's
top
And
10 now.
Arkansas was 10.
Yeah,
Okay, Arkansas is 10. Okay.
Oklahoma, then Michigan, then Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, and Bama.
Okay.
I think
I'm
that's
good with
25.
that.
I mean,
think
that
that's
sounds good.
reasonable.
I mean, but we didn't have much changes from our initial top 25. The only one that really I feel that we were wrong on was the Utes.
I don't know, man.
But the America was wrong on the Utes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think America was.
Or we're wrong on Florida.
Or we're wrong on Florida. That's.
You know,
We probably should have moved Florida into the top 25 instead of Florida State. They had a big win. Let's replace Florida State with Florida at 24.
And get rid of Florida State?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That win over Utah was a top 10 win.
you know what? I think Donnie,
it was.
you got to agree with that.
But is Utah like a top 22 team or
They were
10?
top 7 at the time, but they lost to Florida. No one thought was going to be very good.
Yeah, and Bama absolutely waxed whoever they played. I don't even remember.
Utah State.
Smack 'em on the
Same thing.
Well, Utah just got held to it all week.
Welcome to the SEC, Utah. Yeah. All right, so we're going to post that out on TikTok. Go follow us. You'll see our list, and We're finally posted. We're out on all the major networks. Go out and hit the like button. Follow us. Give us 5 stars. Tell us what you really think. Want some feedback. This was Life from the Patio. We're going to drop a couple of bonus episodes this week, and see you guys all soon.
Let's do a special thanks to Marty Ray Project. Who else is out there that helped us? Wes Fortenberry. He's been doing a little work for us.
We picked up a few followers from Coast to Coast, their sports memorabilia site. Check them out. Aaron Schmidt, Facebook.
What is that? Coast to Coast?
Yeah, Coast to Coast on Facebook.
Yeah, check out Coast to Coast now. Y'all find us on Facebook,
YouTube, TikTok. Hit the like button.
OnlyFans.
We're not there yet, Jamie.
One day.